All right, so what's on the agenda today, people? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Do This DIY. My name is Darren, and I pretty much just DIY projects around the house, give you guys a little bit of inspiration, maybe. Get out and do it yourself. By no means I'm a professional, I just kind of figured out as go. But today I am finishing a project that I started on my own a few months ago, but I never finished because of the rain, and that is making a mow line with gravel to protect the flower beds that I made. I made that with landscape timber and I painted it to match the fence. And I did that all around as a cheap way to kind of make mulch beds and bushes. That's all work in progress, but what was happening is every time I mowed and I did the weed eater, it was just tearing up the paint and I had to keep painting it over. So I said, you know what, I'm going to trench out some grass. I'm going to put some gravel down, and it kind of ties in with the gravel around the pool as well as the gravel that I put around the walkway coming to the back. So I figured, why not kind of get that look to keep on going, especially since, if you guys remember, I also did the gravel around my barbecue grill. So that's over there. So I got to tie it all together. So I'm gonna go get some more gravel. So it was actually pretty simple. So all I did was this. I just went ahead and I used one of those shovels that's made for trenching. I kind of cut back the grass. I transplanted the grass to save some grass. Then I took the laid gravel. See, this was done a while ago, so then rain. It was never finished. And then the kids was playing in it and it wasn't a good time. But that was on me. I should have finished it. I should have made it look pretty. I should have helped protect a little bit more, but I started working on the enclosed patio, which you guys seen before. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan. I already trenched this one out, so I gotta get that. Then this one's still missing the landscaping mesh, but I did trench this out. Also, I had these before from when I first started. When I first moved into the house, I kind of used that as all the bordering around the house before I realized I could kind of just, it was easier for me to just trench a line, which you guys can see in the landscape transportation video. So I'm reusing all of this, and it's really just to kind of give a general idea of where the gravel is going to go. I know for a fact it's not going to stay perfect. That's okay with me. I pretty much am okay with that. It's just going to be a little bit more maintenance on my end. But I'm putting landscape fabric down. I'm going to put gravel because this is what I have all around the edge here. And we come, and we got this guy over here, which is doing pretty well. And then I did it around this part. So yeah, it's coming together. And as you guys can see, I did the landscape timber around most of the flower beds, but they got tore up when I mow, so I have to put something to protect it. Plus, it'll also add a nice crisp line, give it a little bit more modern look, I guess, and good to go from there. And then this one is going to be a little different because I had did this originally when I first did back here, and it goes all the way to the front, go with gravel around the walkway. But I'm actually going to cut into this, and I'm going to curve it back out that way. Also, I'm going to put some more of the azaleas in front of it because they actually been doing pretty good there. They're not flowering right now, but they normally flower. And yeah, so that's the plan. So now we're going to fast forward about 5 months since I actually recorded the clips of the video you just now seen. What people don't like to tell you about DIY projects is that sometimes they don't happen as quickly as you want them to. Sometimes they start off, things are moving and grooving, and then either A, you run out of money because you bit off more than you can chew. B, you run out of supplies and you say you're going to get more supplies and you never get more supplies, and then something else happened and you start another project, which is usually my problem. I usually start several projects at the same time and then I run with whichever one I could do at that time. Usually it's because like the weather acts up, then I switch to something inside, and that's pretty much what happened. The weather got a little crazy, started doing things inside the house, like with the bathroom mirrors, the fireplace and all that stuff. But this weather is getting back nice again. I'm getting the yard ready. I just laid fresh mulch and I had to get more gravel. So let's take a look out to see exactly what we got going on. We got 6 scoops of number 57 gravel, which was these guys right here. And the reason I have this is because, that you guys know, as I was using gravel before, but I did a few things. I was very busy. I had put the gravel along the walkway. I got to spruce up some more on this side. So I got gravel over here. Also, I changed this up a little bit. Talk more about that on another day. Don't worry about the mess back here because I am in the process of getting the yard ready and cleaning out the shed. That's why that guy's here. But I ended up wheeling more gravel over here to kind of do this little situation going on because water piles up here a lot. So I got rid of the grass so that this could just be the rocks, makes life easier. So this was pretty good. I am going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to curve in. I was going to build a deck off of this, but it was too much work and it was going to take up space that didn't need to take up space. Overthought it, so I got gravel to fill in there. So you see me put some in there. But I did finish the gravel around the mulch beds. I pulled up this tree that was over here and I'm graveling all behind this as well as behind the shed on both sides. And I'm only doing that because it gets really muddy back there with that Georgia red clay, and the dogs like to run back there from time to time, and they come with their with the red clay on their paws, and it's just a mess. So put some gravel back there, make it nice and sharp. And as you can see, I start laying down sand to level some spots, but I got the gravel there across that part. Fill this up a little bit more. Got some gravel there around there. This was already here, but I just put a little bit more to kind of top it off, make it nice and stable. And a pergola is getting built there, so that's an upcoming video. Can't wait to do that. That's coming up next week. But then I started to, Sherelle bought me a griddle thing, so I had to extend my grill area. This is for when I put a walkway to the back, because I got another project that I'm starting later on where I put a shed over there for a lounge area. Built this little thing with the leftovers from the outdoor patio. But this was never here before. This used to be all red clay. When I did the pool, sorry for being green, that's going to start getting clean next month. When I did the pool, I stopped. I didn't put any grass back here because I knew I didn't want to have to cut the lawn back here, so I just left this open. But this past couple weeks, I was working back here, getting gravel back, wheeled a whole bunch of gravel. This was all wheeled by a wheelbarrow. I bought that, put that back there. I built this little stand for this with all the kids' pool stuff in it, so it's out the shed. Trying to clear out the shed. This is all gravel. Those light up. I have to paint this still, so I built this also. And these hollies should grow big enough to block the fence line sooner or later. But this is fresh mulch in here. Graveled all this because sometimes when it does rain, the water stays in the drips and it was making like an indentation in the dirt. So it was really important for me to kind of get that fixed. But now that's done and this is solid as a rock. And we're moving. So this is pretty much coming together because this all back here, all this back here was red clay. It was just red clay because there was no grass. So now that's all taken care of. I don't have to worry back here. The kids could walk back there from both sides to get to the pool stuff. It's easy to clean the pool out when I can walk around it. So this is all done. That is coming together. And then what I did also during the break of video recording is, you guys already know the mulch beds I did before. I started doing a gravel outline around the mulch beds because the water from there, as well as their AC unit, comes down the hill, meets in the middle, and then it starts to like flood away the mulch. So the mulch used to stop where the gravel was, and so I just moved it back some so that I don't have to worry about it. I still have the same like indentation, like the landscaping mound cuts. That's why I have this out there, because I did go around and kind of recut a new groove, make sure it was nice and tight, and I went ahead, and it helps channel the water, so it really helps a lot keeping the mulch in the mulch beds, especially with the mulch glue. And I moved this tree over a little bit, got rid of the rose bush because Japanese beetles was destroying it. Put a couple of these little guys around here. But yeah, this helps catch all the water and runs the water down pretty smoothly, and I haven't had any issues since. And then I did the same thing on this side. And then I ran out of rocks. So then as you can see, pretty much kind of show you guys what I did. This is where the mulch bed used to be that I made before. This is where it used to end. And all I did was take a landscape trim. I'm gonna even it out better. I just did it quickly because this was kind of wrapped up pretty tight, so it's kind of weird. But I have more stakes that I can actually even it out a lot better, so it's nice and straight. But all I did was take landscape edging, and I used that as the border for the mulch. Then I'm gonna put the gravel. I just measured out, it's like 6.5 inches away, and I just went straight down and measured out, and that way when I mow, it protects the mulch. Then when I use the edger, it protects the mulch also, and it just gives a cleaner look. So it wasn't too much of a big deal. I got to buy less mulch this year because of it, surprisingly. It was actually pretty cool to see how much I saved just by moving all the mulch beds in a little bit. But that's there. And then what I did with as you can see, I did this whole little thing here. And then to kind of keep it flowing, I brought it into the retaining wall that I did. And I kind of did a little bit of a decorative design, a little bit, because I wanted to keep the mulch and dirt away from the patio because it starts to stain it pretty badly. I was able to get some of the staining off of there. I got to try again and get some more. But now when I pressure wash, I could just make sure it stays clean. I have to worry about it. And then I have the water run down. It's purse out pretty good. And I was able to do the same thing. And then I brought it over here. And my initial plan was to have nothing but grass over here. But these guys were in flower pots for a couple years, and they needed to get taken out of flower pot, and I needed someplace to put them. So I was like, I'm gonna put them here. This is a slope. I don't really like this side of the yard. It never grows very well. It gets a beating in the sun. It's hard to water, so I figured I'm going to just put these trees here, let them grow as big as they want to get. Not too big. I'm gonna keep them trimmed. I got these guys in the middle, help them out as best as possible. And then one of them is dying. Why you start dying? That's not good. Yeah. And that's why, and so that's what this was just supposed to stay up there just to protect these. I'm bringing a fence out to here so I can put the shed back here. But now what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to figure out to use this to build a small little wall, nothing too tall, crazy, and then all that rocks and gravel, all the gravel you see there, it's going to get pulled all over here. So I'm going to pull up that landscaping, edging. I'm going to kill the grass with a weed eater, put some fabric in there. I'm probably going to have to change that tree out if it's dying. That's sad. And now you know the plan, so, and the status update. Let's do this. another general idea of how it's going to look. And all I did was, you probably would be better off using a pickaxe, but my pickaxe broke. So what I did was just used a regular shovel to kind of like break up the dirt. Then I used the square shovel. I don't know what it's called exactly. And then I used that to level out the ground as best I possibly can. Luckily with the landscape timber, it's never always really cut perfectly. So there's always going to be kind of like shifts and moves in it. So it kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility when it comes to how much you have to put in work leveling wise. I'm pretty much guessing that's probably why it's a lot cheaper than a regular 4x4, because those are usually cut pretty straight. So it's looking pretty good, I think. I have these landscaping stakes that I'm going to use to actually, they're like, I think 16 inches long, and I'm going to actually use to kind of knock them into the ground so they stay and don't move or shift at all. Alright, these are the rebar stakes that I use. I use them all the time. You just bore your hole into your wood, and you just hammer them bad boys in. Pretty straightforward. Now putting landscape fabric down. This part you could do as how you want to get it done. I know I don't have enough because I'm using leftover pieces I already had, so there's gonna be gaps in mine. I'm okay with that, but ideally you should cover up the area pretty well to make sure you don't have to do things all over again. But we'll make it work. We'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, we're doing pretty good so far. Then ideally I'll probably stop after I put the landscape fabric down, take a break, because I moved a lot of the grass with just a shovel instead of doing a weed eater, because the battery was dead. So I just went through with the shovel, and it got a little sore doing that. So right now I'm just trying to make it work, and making it work means it's going to take a little longer than I need it to take, but we'll figure it out. That's how we're looking so far. I just need to rinse them off one last time. I rinsed off the ones at the bottom already. Got to rinse off the ones up top. Yeah, we made it. We made it. After I get it nice and moist, then I'm gonna come back with a tamper and tamp it all down. I'll let the landscape timber get acclimated to the weather for about a couple weeks, maybe until probably about a month, and then I'll come back and stain it. But I'll let it sit out here for a while, get a little used to the weather. Yeah, looking pretty good. I am going to try to bring back my sunshine plants, but they might not come back. But it's all right if they don't come back. I have a backup plan. I'll use flower pots. I'll cut them down and use flower pots in their place, and I'll bring a pop of color to this side with plants. So that should be all right. Yeah. What do you guys think? I think it pretty much pretty good. And then phase 2 of my plan is right there where that rake ends, next to that gardenia. I'm gonna start my fence coming down right down this way, and a fence, I'm gonna extend this fence out on this side, Then I'm gonna put a 8-foot by 10-foot. I think it's 10-foot by 12. I gotta measure it out. I think it's 8 by 10. This one would do a longer deck shed, and I'm gonna make that shed into like a lounge area because there is a power box right there next to the meter, which I'm going to get an electrician to add an outdoor breaker for, so I can run power directly to the shed. Have a fridge in there, a fan, all that wonderful stuff. And that way another area like when we set up for like parties outside, we can keep all that stuff covered inside somewhere without people going in and out the house all the time. So ideally that's the plan. We're just making it up as we go though. Remember, I'm not here to tell you right or wrong. It's your house. However you want to do things in your house, that's the way I live my life. I make it work the best that I can. There's some things I actually call professionals for, but everything else I just make it up as it goes. So if you have any tips that maybe it'll help the next person, definitely leave it in the comments. Help the next person out. But hopefully all my little projects just inspire you guys to do things on your own and maybe give you an idea. Like I said in my last video, all good DIY projects start with proper planning. And I can tell you right now, most of my plans don't have proper planning. I just kind of wing it. But we make it work. And you can't really break anything too badly. So I'm happy with it. And then I don't have to mow this side of the lawn once it's all set.